So the funny thing about ruins is oftentimes I think it's easy to think of it as this mess or all these broken pieces, but what ruins actually represent is something quite valuable. These buildings that once stood so tall and there were these marvelous, beautiful creations were broken down into all these pieces. And now they remain in this just rubble, this just mess. It's interesting if you were to flip it and go, what would it look like if that architect could come back to those ruins right now? Could you imagine what that would look like? Really, the song actually didn't start melodically at all. It started completely lyrically. With this idea that, Ethan and I were talking about each other's lives, a lot of stuff that he had gone through, a lot of stuff that I had been going through right in this time. And I told him I felt like I wanted to write a song because of my current situation where I could proclaim a reminder over my life of maybe I'm going through this thing, or maybe I'm stuck in this season, but this is what I know to be true about God. And Ethan, being brilliant like he is, was like, well, maybe it's one step deeper. And he said the word ruins.
We're all in recovery. There's just this beautiful acknowledgement that we as Christians don't have it all together, that he can actually rebuild. So the message of reality in the song, but also the message of hope, just marries the whole dichotomy and tension of what it is to be human.
I think the one that impacts me the most is the line that says, you see a new creation, you see what I could be, or even the whole pre-chorus, looks like the end for me, but your grace would disagree.
So there's massive empathy in it, but also incredible encouragement. Come on, you feel broken, but there's a God who understands this, but he's the master architect, and there is hope for your future.
We all feel really messy and really broken in a lot of ways. And sometimes you don't know what to do with that. And as much as we try, even like your closest relationships, it's still really hard to admit all those places. What do you do with the broken places? But the best thing to do with them is to take them to God.
And I know God's gonna remake my life from the ashes up to the place that he really wants me to be. What I love about that is you go, my life is in ruins, but God.
Anytime I've gone through a difficult situation and I've felt broken, I always look back kind of with fondness. I'm always grateful for that time, even though when I'm in it and in the fire and feel completely shattered, I'm hating it and it's never pleasant. But I always look back and I always see that he was at work. He never wasn't at work. And I see the value in being broken so that you can be made whole, and not just whole to, not even just restored, He never just restores. He always goes a notch above. He makes something new.
I think my prayer for this song specifically is this, that people would know that God is not afraid of their brokenness. And in fact, I think that God actually pursues the broken. We don't need to hide our mess from God. We need to allow him to come in and say, God, rebuild me. Only you can restore me. You're the great architect. You created me. You designed me. You know where the pieces go. And if we're open to that, and we're willing to trust God and put our hope and our faith in him, then he's going to make us into the most beautiful version of ourselves that we've ever seen.